harmonizing with nature. With over 4 decades of changing lives, your self-discovery archaeologist, get ready to be the best of you with your host, Beverly Zymet.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Beverly Zymet Show, where being the best you has really gotten easier today. I'm telling you, my guest calling in from Seattle is Michael Silvers, and he is VP of Powerteam International, and he's going to tell you all about it. I have been a part of this organization for, I don't know, 4 years or 5 years or something like that, but I'll tell you, I am going to be at the event we're going to be talking about, and that's tomorrow here in Denver, Colorado. So, Michael, tell us all about this event and what's going to be happening.
Oh, it's too much fun. It's great to be here, by the way, Beverly. Thank you so much. And you know how this goes, that the minute you go live or you do anything, all of a sudden I have my daughter's cat like all over me and I'm trying to move her towards, we're all virtual. Usually it's the grandkids that run through. Right now I'm trying to move her to the door, right?
Oh, good luck on that. Herding cats? Mm-hmm.
I know, really. But it's, and that's where you just, when you're in business or when you're really learning how to do something more, you're always willing to take what comes and then move yourself in a direction that's really necessary. It's a great thing.
Well, it's learning how to flow with everything, right? Isn't that, and being resourceful? Because I'll tell you, 2020 has definitely made that creativity and resourcefulness come to the front, right?
That's right. And if you take a look at, and I know we'll talk about the event, but if you really take a look at the last 20 years of my life has been on the road. I've lived, I've been on stages.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
You're right.
And so for me, this is almost 6 months at home. It's been very different. And I've been on
I know.
go courses and I was on the stages with the really tall guy and with the really short guy and all those people out there. And so for me, really with the thing I love about Powerteam is that Bill and I back in March, we were sitting at a Rainmaker event, and that's one of our back-end business courses in Miami. And that day, that hotel went from about 90% capacity to 18%. And we realized something was changing. And within 10 days, we had launched, because we have over 300 events a year, live events, and we had launched a whole virtual suite, and we had a 12-hour virtual show. We kicked it off with Mark Victor Hansen and Sharon Lecter. But we pulled that off with all the graphics and everything we needed and all the lineup for 12 hours within 10 days. Because we could have made a decision, I'm not going to do anything, and I'm just going to, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And literally that same day, we had the new graphics for this show. So it's
great.
But so what everybody's going to learn, the great thing about what we're doing in Denver tomorrow, which I can't believe, is that we're going to be virtual and we're going to be live. And we're going to do it in a way that it works for those that are there, right? Mm-hmm. Because we're conscious of comfort and safety. We've got all that. We've got a room bigger than we'll ever need. And we're going to do it the right way. But what you're going to get is you're going to get a whole day of really building your business, from internet marketing to social media to really how to take your business from 0 to a million to 10, wherever you are in business.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And also there's individual workshops, right? You're going to have more room than you've ever had in a workshop. No one's going to be sitting next to you, but you'll have individual workshops where you're going to learn about Instagram. You're going to learn about how to take your message and make it better, how PR can enter into your world. That's public relations. But, sometimes we use these and people don't know.
Exactly.
And then you're going to listen to a gentleman who's been in front of 8 million people. And you're going to change your mindset. You're going to have that mindset move from what you can't do to what you can do. Every failure you've had is actually exciting because it gets you to where you are. And then you're going to get wrapped up by our CEO and my mentor, Bill Walsh. And you've got to get ready for the fire hose of information. For us Rainmaker grads, we know where it is, right? Rainmaker Summit,
I've been to like 4 Rainmakers. Oh my gosh, and every time I learn something new. It
is.
It's crazy. Oh God, I went to Chicago for one of his big events, and that's actually where I met Angel Tussey, right? And Dawn Moore,
Yes.
Ray
Moore,
Perez,
yes.
Manny Lopez. I mean, some really great names, right? It was awesome. And then I went back a couple years ago. I went back to Rainmaker in Chicago, and it was supposed to be, I think it was like 4 days. I ended up being there 7 days because he kept adding all this stuff. And then we got to go out to his house, and he had this big party going on. Oh my gosh, it was like, it was breathtaking. And that's what I love about Bill. He's real people.
Well, it's inclusion of, you become like part of the family. You become part of the team.
You really do. You really do.
Because we talk a lot about engagement all the time, and it's about creating that engagement. And it was the same for me. We had spent literally 7 years putting people through Rainmaker. We probably put over 1,000 people through Rainmaker, and all of a sudden the students are like, "Okay, Michael, have you been to Rainmaker?" Right? Because what I teach is Bob Proctor told me 20-something years ago, buy every course on the planet, which my wife and I have done.
Right.
And he said, part of that learning was, all right, hold the phone. You guys have all done this. And so I did. 2017, I think, was my Rainmaker. Met Angel there. I met so many people because of the great networking that actually added into my own private business. At the same time, I knew, because I had Bill on my stages all the time, and I knew what Bill would do, and I also had him train our high-level mastermind. But to see him in action at that Rainmaker, and to see what I thought I knew after 20 years, and I mean, we were part of Robert Kiyosaki's team. We were on Tony's. I mean,
right.
I'm like, okay, all right, hold on. And I don't take notes. I had pages of notes. And that's part of what you're going to get tomorrow. But the great thing about tomorrow is not only live, it's going to be virtual. And
yeah,
so
that's what's really
rooms,
kind of cool. And, and everybody can get their tickets. There's a link on the page here. It's www.powerteamtickets.com. So click that link, get your ticket. And when you get down there, hey, look for me, because I'm going to be there, right? And we're going to have, it's priceless what you can learn, from this event. And there are a ton of keynote speakers here that have messages. I know a lot of them personally. Actually, quite a few of them have even been on my show, and it's just, like you said, it's a family, right?
Well, it really is, and that family concept is huge because engagement is there. By the way, social media people, engagement, we know that. But actually you don't, because we work with a lot of the digital producers, and they sometimes forget that they have an audience out there, right? They forget that, so don't forget engagement. But the one great thing is, because typically I keynote and MC the events. And so this time I'm home. And I'm going to keynote. I'm not going to keynote, but I'm going to MC the event virtually. So for those of you who come in virtually, I will take care of you the whole day. For those of you live at the event, Beverly's my representative. No. Bill,
hey, all right, there you go.
But you have Bill and the team live at the event. So no
Great.
matter whether you're virtual or not, it's not going to be, they're not going to talk to me. We've trained the speakers to talk to you virtually and live. So we're going to, and so yes, you get breakout rooms virtually, just like everybody who's at the live event. And we're actually going to start the event with networking and mastermind. So whether you're
really?
live,
that's a little different.
Yep. Because I would have been there for that first keynote, for that first opening, but because I'm doing it virtually, we've taken that first piece. So you don't want to miss that, because that is where you're going to meet people, you're going to network.
Wow.
Typically, these things you want to show up early. And we're going to mastermind, and then we're going to do it again at the end, so you can meet more people, you can mastermind, and you can ask me Q&A questions. I mean, Bill and I, we've seen probably over 1 million businesses, but we're there for you all day, and we never stop being there for you.
And that is so true. After all, all these years that I've been involved with them, it's like it's addicting, right? His personality is addicting. Now, Bill is a no bull kind of guy, right? And I like that. I really like that about him. But he has a heart of gold that doesn't stop. He's all about, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? Right?
Well, and he's, go ahead.
And that touched me from the very, very beginning, the very first time that I spoke with him. Right?
this is going to be the Bill Love show in a minute, I can tell, which is so, but it's so true. Because there was a time, it was 2000 and I think, I don't remember the years now, they go so fast. I think 2016, might have been 17. We had a big mastermind going at the Ondogs in Maui. And so I'm running the event, and I had speakers coming in from Asia, but I just knew Bill being there would be quite the linchpin, because he would spend the time with the students. And we already had the day of service plan for the Boys and Girls Club. We were going to build 20 bikes. We built 120. And so literally it was 2 weeks, I think it was 2 weeks out from the event, I called Bill and I said, you being here for the students would make a huge difference for them. And he said, Michael, give me an hour. An hour later, he called me back. He said, not only am I coming and staying the whole time, but anything you need, I will just stay extra for this student. And he did. And so that those are the things you never forget when you work with people.
And that's some of the things that he says too. People may not remember who you are, but they remember what you did.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Because I had taught for years, and I still teach students today, don't come out with people with your business. First ask them, how can I be of service?
Right.
How can I be of service? And that's what I always got from Bill. And that's why. And so, for people who come tomorrow, you'll see that in the next tomorrow. Everybody who doesn't know who we are, you'll find that out really quickly. And it doesn't matter. I can say, well, we do 300 events a year, and now we're over 300 hours virtually. That's not what we're about. Is you, and how can we be of service to you? Whether it's your business, whether it's your marketing, whatever that is. And if we don't know, we'll send you to the right person.
Right. And that's another key thing that Bill is all about. If he doesn't have what he can do to help you get to that advancement, he definitely knows someone. And that's another thing that he teaches too, is right. It's not about you making that connection with that person. It's, can you connect to their Rolodex? Right? And vice versa. You want that person to connect to your Rolodex so that you can serve others. And it's all about working together. And that's what Powerteam, he really is a team player, and that's another thing that I've really, really enjoyed, about his events and everything. And oh my gosh, the people that I have met, that can take you to different levels of your business. It's just, there's no words for it. Now, when someone comes to the event, we know they go to powerteamtickets.com for the live event. Can they also register there for the virtual event at that same place? Okay.
Yes.
So everyone that is coming there, mention the show when you get your ticket, right? Mention that you saw us here on the Beverly Zimet Show, right? And who knows? Bill is always good about giving different things for, shout outs. And oh yeah, that's what I love about him too. Sometimes he comes up with surprises that you're like, whoa, didn't see that one coming, right?
It is. So that's so true. I think it was 2015 or something, 2014 maybe. And we had him at an event of ours. And Bill said, I'm heading to Vegas tonight. Do you guys want to come? And I'm looking at my schedule if I can do it. And I said, I can, but it's a long drive and it's a little late to get a plane. He's like, oh, no. You're just going to fly on my jet. We're going tonight. And I'm like, okay, I'm going. And then I get there. Right. And he's got a whole suite prepared for me. And I'm like, and I didn't ask. I was just ready to get a room and do that. That's easy in Vegas.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But the way he took care of me, I'll never forget. And I didn't ask for any of it. And he didn't. It's not that he offered. It was done because he believes in and then he shouts out about, our organization. No, it's potential too big. But, he shouts out all the time. He's always willing to promote whoever you are, whether you're a new player or you've been in the business a long time. Because for Bill, it's not about the ego. It's who can be a servant.
Right, and he really drives that message across continuously in everything that he does. And that Rainmaker Summit, is so powerful, and it's one of his signature programs, I believe, right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay.
15 years now.
Yeah, and like I said, you register for that Rainmaker Summit. You can go to many of them as you want. You have a whole year, and he has them all over the place, right? And like I said, I've been to 4 of them, and he gives you the certification, and you're saying, well, why would you want to keep going to them? I met people there that have been to like 20 of his Rainmakers. Like, oh my gosh, because what happens is there's constant development. So there's always something new. Bill stays on top of everything. So going to 4 different Rainmakers in that year, I learned so much new stuff every time around. And because he puts out so much content and he puts it out so fast, right, you want to repeat it, so that you catch it, because you'll hear things that he said before, and you'll say, oh yeah, I forgot about that, because there's so much information.
That's right. And now the beauty about it is it's live and virtual.
Right.
So every single one is live and virtual. So
right.
You can now you can attend places you wouldn't have maybe thought you're going to go to, or right now, for whatever reason, if you're not traveling, you still get the information. You're still part of the family. You're part of the team.
Exactly. And he reaches, he's got a broader reach, because you don't always have the expenses. And, I'm going to just kind of sidetrack here a little bit, but it does incorporate in what you're doing. I'm working in the virtual reality world. We mentioned that, right? And working in that world is like, okay, so what is virtual reality? And it's a gaming platform, and what we've done is we've recreated the gaming platform, turned it into business, because everybody's so over a lot of this virtual Zoom stuff, right, with the fatigues. But hey, it's the way business is being done today. But you talked about engagement, which is key. And in the virtual reality platform, it's a world of avatars. You're immersed into the platform, and by being immersed in there, you are engaging, because it's like your mind says there's this person beside you. And you can have a conversation, and now you can interact. There's no social distancing. You don't have to wear a mask, right? And you can meet people virtually all over the world, right? And so we're looking to do that. And we want to ask you, is your business virtual reality ready? And if it's not, and you want to know more, then reach out here and text DBI, hashtag for business, to 888-527-7146, and get on the roster. We're having a big meeting on Friday night to kind of show you and share with what we are doing for expos and vendors and things like that. And you know what? You want to hear the really key reason why all this came into being? And I didn't really realize it till I was talking yesterday on the show when I interviewed, was a lot of the techniques and the things that I'm doing on this platform are what I learned from Bill in Rainmaker, and just being at his events and listening to him speak and to other speakers on the stage. And it becomes such a part of who you are that you begin using these things because of the repetition, that sometimes you don't realize that, wow, this is where it came from. Yes, this really did change my life. And so I want to give Bill, a big shout out for that, because he did change my life in so many different ways. And you talk about being a speaker. I've loved being out in the forefront. I've been on TV since I was 7 years old, right? But that's another story. But to be able to speak, and especially like doing my show and interviewing people, it's great, is there's kind of a process on how you do that, and learning from him, learning from one of the best, how to do that, right? And he has mastermind groups, and you're heading those, right, Michael?
Yeah. Yep.
And, so being in that plan of attack and on that course. So what else are you doing besides the mastermind group?
Yeah. So part of my role coming in was head of global training. I've run the most of the major coaching divisions, and mastermind divisions, and for a lot of the major personal development organizations. And so for me, it was building out our mastermind program, which not only did we have 35 cities covered with local masterminds, which now are all turning virtual, and now teaching people how to do the same thing virtually, right? And still have an audience that loves to be there, and the numbers are great. At the same time, I'm also building our business coaching division, which is really that next level, taking Bill's brilliance of what he's always done. I mean, it's 10 years of turnarounds, even before he started, Powerteam, and the brilliance of what he has, and bringing that out to the world, bringing out, this is what we do, this is how we can do it. We can take you from where you're at to that next level. So we have the SBA program, and we're always looking for more coaches, trainers, to really take that message out. And I would say mastermind facilitators, but I've got to be honest, let me train you, be coachable and teachable. Let me train you the way it should be done, and then you can run at that point. And that just give me a month. Just give me, So we're always looking, and we're looking for authors because we have a ton of virtual. And so basically that all comes through me. And then I see who you are, how you fit, how that fits in the program. If you're right for the gold program, if you're right for our, what we call our small business advisor program. And then we go from there. It's very exciting because it's building greatly. We just had 4 new members, I think, the other day that just joined the Mastermind Facilitator program.
Masterminding is something that's really coming out into the market now, right? And that mentoring and coaching and stuff, because it's about making yourself better, and that's what my show is all about, is becoming that better you. And what can you do? I ask myself every morning when I wake up, what am I going to do today to be that better me? Right? And today, I got to talk to Michael Silvers. Wow.
You're good. And Beverly, I got to talk to Beverly. My life is great.
You talked about the SBA program. They can text to 26786, the letters SBA, 26786, and that gets them direct contact with you, and then you can take them into the program that they're looking. And and what this whole Power Team organization is all about is learning from the best of the best. And if you want to be an expert in your lane, then stay in your lane. That's another thing that I really learned from Bill, is stay in your lane, delegate what's not in your lane to the expert whose it is. Right?
And that's it is, because we have a tendency of doing too many things and then we never get anything done, or we watch the shiny baubles. I want this, I want this, I want this, without any direction. Right? I'm good at putting direction into your life, by the way. But it is, if you text SBA to 26786, you will get directly to me. And I will text you with a calendar. So that's up to you. By the way, I don't chase you at that point. We got too much going on. Right. But I try to teach, and I've done this for a long time. Stop doing it yourself, because it's much more fun to do it as your team, as you're building your own. And even as you're building your own, we have a lot of people who are gold members or coaches with us who have their own businesses, very large businesses, but they still like to be part of another large organization that's on such a mission and making a difference in people's lives. And there's always something to learn, and when you get on the phone with me, the other thing too is also I'm going to look at how you're investing in yourself. How are you changing your life? What decisions you make? And even if we decide at the end, wherever it goes, I'm always going to throw you tidbits in for your business. And I'm going to let you know, for the coaches out there and most coaches and trainers out there, 98% of you are not, it's just like Hollywood. Let's just be honest. 98% of you really don't make anything. So, really work with side by side with somebody who's just larger or been around longer. Until your business gets established, and learn what they have to learn from. We're an open book. There's nothing hidden here, and there's no big secret. There's just certain strategies and structures to follow.
Well, one of the key things too, with all that information, if you don't take action, then why did you even go get the information, right?
Right. That's right. That's exactly right. And that's where somebody will say, well, I don't have the time. Okay. It's a long event tomorrow. It's 8 hours. So what piece can you, right? But what piece can you carve out, or sign up for VIP, and then you get a replay of the whole thing? And that's where you don't limit yourself on what you can't do, but what is it that you can do? Where can you fit into that process? Where can you? And text SPA to 26786 and sign up for the event tomorrow and see where that moves you. Make your own decisions, but don't ever play the other side, which is, you know, with the I can't, I won't, it doesn't, I don't have the time, I'm too busy. We're all too busy. But if you love what you do, it doesn't matter.
Right. You know, and that word busy, you know, if you're busy being busy, you're not being productive, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And if you love what you do, somebody said, well, when are you going to retire? I said, I think they're going to put me in a box. But
you know, that's exactly right. You know, people are saying, God, I'm so tired. I says, you know, sleep is overrated, right? You can sleep when you're dead, you know.
I know.
That's kind of my
have fun,
theory.
right, Beverly? Love what you do. Have fun. Love what you do. Have a great time. And then that also, the great thing about residual incomes that we help people build is it gives you the time to do the other things that you love to do.
That's right. Like traveling when we can get back out on the road, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I tell you.
6 months.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh. I had left Texas in middle of February. And I went up to New Mexico. I was going to be there for 2 weeks, and then I was either headed to Denver or I headed to Vegas, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, pandemic hit, right? And it's like, what do you mean lockdown? What the heck is this? And it was like the whole world. You know, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd be able to see anything as crazy as this. You know, I ended up being stranded there for 2 months. And then everything in Vegas shut down. I mean, down, right? Denver was still a little bit alive and things, and I just said, well, you know what? I guess I'll just go to Denver. And so I've kind of been hunkered down here, you know, for the duration so far, you know. But we're getting white stuff already. And I ain't too sure about the white stuff right now. It's
amazing. It's raining here today, but tomorrow, I guess I don't know. This weekend's supposed to be in the 70s again. So what do they say about Seattle?
Yeah, we've been getting in the 80s and the 90s after we had a couple days of cold and snow. But, you know, it's fall. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
It's fall.
It's amazing. And actually, though, Denver, right? Denver could be 92 today and 22 tomorrow. So,
or tonight.
Right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes,
It
exactly.
is beautiful, though, with the mountains in the background. And my brother lived in Boulder for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I lived out here through the 80s, and it was great. And then I moved to Vegas for 7 years, and then in '97 I hit the road, and I've been on the road ever since, right? Until like, you know, it's like, But I will be back. I look at this as being a temporary pit stop, right?
I like that. That's good.
Because, you know, hey, I have a roof over my head and I have a high-speed internet. What more do I need?
That's it. That's exactly right. We're happy campers. Netflix is really happy, and so is Zoom. So, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
we're like, stay at home, watch more, talk more,
right,
internet, engage.
Right. Well, like Bill says, you know what? Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Right? And right. I love that, you know, and actually it was interesting enough. I started another book. I'm an author. I've got several books out there already. And being in the virtual reality world, I decided, you know what, I need to be the expert on this. If I'm going to be marketing virtual reality, right? And how do you become that expert? You write a book, right? So it's basically how to mastermind your business to success in virtual reality, rocking the international VR stages, right?
Love it. And
so it's about half done, right? And I just started it Saturday in between everything else that I'm doing, right? So every time I get 5 minutes, I'm on the book, another paragraph or whatever the case may be. And it's really coming together very nicely. And when you understand what your lane is, when you understand where your expertise is, then you can serve others to help them, you know, reach whatever goal it is. And again, that's the powerful message that Bill gets out there. And I am so excited because I haven't been to one of his events in probably a year, maybe a year and a half. So I am so excited when I found out they were going to be live here. It's like, And then Michelle called me and she says, you want to work the event? And I said, well, yeah, sure. And then she says, do you know anybody who's got a show that could like do some promoting and advertising? And I said, well, the only person I really know other than Angel Tussey is myself. Right? And she goes, what? So here we are, right?
Yeah, I love it.
And that's
it's
about
so good.
that's about the networking, and Bill's all about networking. You know, he has vendors there, and he has people that can really take your business to a different level. You know, I am using Zoom, but I'm also using another platform, you know, to stream this out and to record, because it's just a little bit better and healthier and whatever, you know. And so, you know, the whole platform is different, but it's a connection and a combination. But a few years ago, I was introduced to Zoom on a level I had no clue what they could do. And, you know, what they've done here in a couple of years. And now with this pandemic, it's inundated, right? And so it's been, they've made a lot of changes. And my show was running smooth, and all of a sudden one time they made these changes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I can't get in. So you kind of freak out in the moment, and then you take a deep breath, and he's, okay, get serious. Figure it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that, you're right. We won't talk about Microsoft Emmy, was it? But you know, we're all
Oh,
beta
there
tests
you
for
go.
Microsoft. And I'm in Microsoft plan, so we're all beta tests.
Yes.
But it is and things are going to change every day. Things are going to change every day. Things are going to move forward, and you've just got to just go with the flow, however that looks, however it is. And the one thing about tomorrow is we'll have fun, right? I like to have fun.
There's always fun at Bill's. I mean, how can you not have fun?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he keeps it light. He'll joke around, but he knows when to be serious.
Right.
And he knows when to say, hey, let's lighten things up a little bit, right?
That's right.
The only thing I haven't seen him do on the stage yet is tap dance. So maybe if he's
We're
listening,
working on
he'll do that. Are you working on it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're working on it. Yeah. Well, Mark Uzak, who's in front of him, has been in front of 8 million people, and actually had Robert Kiyosaki said, wow, I really like you, which doesn't always happen. Yeah, he's working on it with Bill, so he'll get him to do that. That'll be awesome.
I want to know when that happens. I want to see that.
Yeah, we're going to record it. Are you kidding?
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, it's the kind, you know, wherever you are, whoever you are. First of all, Beverly's amazing. Whatever she says, just listen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But it's the kind of thing that just show up. You know, we have so many things in our life to do, and there's always reasons why not.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest thing I always say is just show up, and always ask, how can I be of service? It's the reason that I think I've been on the stages and where I've been. And it's only because I'm older than the rest of you. It's not anything else. But it's always because my wife and I always said, how can we help? What can we do? Can we move a chair?
Yeah, what can we do to help you out? Exactly.
Yeah, can we move a chair? Can I, you need somebody on the camera, whatever it takes to get it done. And people never forget that.
Right.
And that makes a big difference. So I'm so excited to see all of you tomorrow. Virtually, we're going to play on the virtual party.
And I'm going to see you live, right? Live
yeah.
in Denver. Go to powerteamtickets.com. The link is right there in front of you. You know, and when you show up at the event, come and find me, right? Because I'm going to be working the event, so I'll be wandering all over, probably be behind the tables or whatever. Just say, hey, I saw you on the show, right? And I'm going to open this to anybody that is listening. If you want to be a guest on my show, then comment below and say, hey, I want to be a guest, right?
I like that. That's great.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see all of you. It'll be great. And Beverly, thank you so much for, having us on, supporting us, and being a Rainmaker grad like I am too. We're family, see?
We are family, right?
I like it. Yeah. It's dance time. And don't forget to text SBA to 26786. Let me see who you are, what you're about, and nothing else will give you a couple tidbits on your business. But make it happen. Get it done.
Make it happen. Let's put that up here. SBA to 26786. Go to powerteamtickets.com. Come to the event. Whatever you do, be there. And you have to show up to be there, right?
Yes, you do.
Right.
Yes,
Michael, this has been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And we'll just get you on another show and talk about all kinds of other things that you do, right?
Love to do that. Love to do it. And for myself and Mr. Bill Walsh and Powerteam, thank you so much, Beverly. And for all you listening, just make it a great day.
That's right. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.